walk through space and run through time. I visit corners of my mind, then come down and talk to you. I know it's hard at times to unwind, but in this space I hope you find a light inside an eclipse swivel. Just a few of us, you hear me? Happy eclipse, everybody. Happy eclipse, you hear me? And I ain't talking about the eclipse concerning the sun and the moon. I'm talking about the eclipse that we made with you and you, if you made it. You hear me? Because every day I eclipse with myself. For those who get it, who gonna get it. And for those who eclipsing with themselves daily, they already get it. They ain't had to wait for the sun and the moon to line up, for them to line up. You hear me? And saying that, I say I thank myself for making daily choices that not only contribute to myself, but that also contribute to the collective healing of the world. Not only the world outside of me, but more so the world within. You hear me? Thank y'all for y'all participation on y'all journey as we travel together. You hear me? Salute to the Cosmic Consciousness family and soul tribe. Salute to the new subscribers and family, and salute to the peekaboos and passerbys. Make up your mind. You hear me? We're keeping the ball rolling. In order to not start wobbling, if anybody who notice, if you spin the top, as long as the top's spinning on its axis, it's fine. But once the top starts slowing down, it starts to wobble, you know. So in order to keep from wobbling, we got to stay spinning. We got to keep the ball rolling. We're going to do that through consistency, whatever it takes. You hear me? And no matter what it look like, especially what it look like right now, because what it look like right now won't be what it look like next week. Not if we moving forward. You hear me? Not if we progressing. You hear me? So never mind what it may look like right now. You hear me? Right now is an indicator of what you're striving or what you're driving towards. You hear me? Because where we at now is nowhere near where we used to be. You hear me? And who we are now is nowhere near who we used to be. You hear me? If that resonate for you, you hear me? Let me hear you say Ashe. But whoever we be, it's about being better. However we doing, it's about doing better. Wherever we going, it's about going higher. You hear me? Mentally, emotionally, thoughtfully, spiritually, and physically. So if you're going in that direction, can I get a ride? You hear me? Because you're going in the right direction. You hear me? Anybody not probably losing track of their energy in the places that they lost themselves, wherever they found themselves at. If you don't listen, you're going to miss it. Things always happening. I just came through the chart yesterday with some things to think about. Things always happening. And we always causing what happened, whether we recognize it or not, to cause and effect. So, emotional intelligence, once again, the four worlds, mental awareness, energetic remembrance. You hear me? Because we got to know, energetic remembrance necessary, because we got to know our energy to recognize, you know, where we leave it at, if we leave it anywhere. You hear me? And spiritual resilience, because it's going to take that, you know, spiritual resilience. Neither one of those things can run the show. They all need to be synced and aligned. That's the balance. And a word of encouragement to us, as a word of inspiration to us, and as a word of motivation to us. Keep going. Keep growing. Keep glowing. And it'll keep showing. You hear me? And most times, others see it before we do. You know, so to give us a clue, to give us a hint, and how we know is pay attention to the feeling. Feelings, your feelings are important. Your feelings is a compass. Your feelings is the GPS. You hear me? And by the time you do see it, it's already solved. So I said that to say, whether you're aware of your vibrational, your energetic vibrational signature or not, don't let that discourage you. As you do your practices, as you do your exercises, as you do your disciplines, whatever they may be, you'll become more aware, you'll become more alert, you'll become more attentive, as well as become more intuitive to the nature of yourself. You hear me? And if whatever you're doing and all you're doing is working for you, and anything that you're doing that's working towards your self-improvement, you should find it working for you to some capacity. You hear me? Then I encourage you to keep doing that. You hear me? Keep doing that. Your indicator, once again, will be your feelings. That's all the validation you need. You hear me? Stick to it. Stick to it. Whatever make your soul happy, stick to it. And if you don't know what make your soul happy, then be still. You hear me? Be still. You know, communicate with yourself for what gives you life, or what gives life meaning to you. You know, what excites you about being alive? What excites you about about living? You know, what excites you about looking forward to the next day? Because believe it or not, everybody don't be looking forward to the next day. Man, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. Girl, like, what? It's the only chance we got to do whatever we gonna do. You hear me? So ain't no day a day worth complaining. You hear me? Ain't no day worth complaining. But I needed to say that for whoever who needed to hear that. You hear me? It's all about self-mastery. And self-mastery is a everyday, day-to-day, moment-to-moment process. It takes consistency. You hear me? You know? Truth. Ain't many people tell the truth like I'm about to tell it, but it takes consistency to put up with ourselves. You know? A lot of us know that. A lot of us know how we move, how we vibrate, how we operate, how we can be. It takes consistency to put up with ourselves. And all this time that we don't put up with ourselves, other people been putting up with us as we've been putting up with other people. You hear me? So we all in this together. You hear me? Good, bad, and indifferent. You heard? But it's all about self-mastery. Not only do it take consistency to put up with yourself, it take consistency to pull yourself up. That's the part. You hear me? It take consistency to pull yourself up. Elevation comes with growth and development. So at all times, in all situations, in all places, and concerning all things, we want to be aware of what our experiences are doing, what our experiences are teaching, or what our experiences are trying to shape in the form of our growth and development as we have them. It's easy to get bored. Trust me, I've been doing this a long time, so I know it's easy to get bored. So you always got to keep things spicy. We're gonna have to shake it up. We're gonna have to shift it up. You know, find new things, find new ways to implement. You know, our practices, our studies. You know, our lessons as we learn them. You know, so forth and so on. You know, especially if you get bored easy. You know, I might have that syndrome, get bored easy, you know, shift from one thing to the next. You know, the more creative you are and the more talent that you have, the more susceptible you might be to being like that. You know what I'm saying? But I had to learn myself how to stick to something, stick to one thing, you know, and let that lead into the next thing. You know, I have to stay on myself about that. But variety, family. Variety is important. Variety. Everybody needs some variety. You hear me? Like I said, it's easy to get stuck and find ourselves dragging, you know, because we don't got used to the routine. So keep whatever your routine is. Keep it uncomfortable and in your comfortability. You hear me? Life could be exciting from one moment to the next. I ain't always realized this myself. You hear me? I had a lot of maturing myself to realize it. I had a lot of growing up to realize it. But life can be exciting from moment to moment. It is, because it's always something going on. As I said in the beginning, things always happening. You hear me? And as much as things be happening, you know, to find ourselves in a place of stability where we're able to sit still and be in the midst of it all and not be so shaken, not be so moved, not be so put off guard or knocked off balance by what's going on. It's a beautiful thing. Consistency, family. Consistency. You hear me? I thank meditation for that. You know, I thank meditation for that. And if you don't meditate, start. Don't worry about how or what to expect, or just start sitting still, be quiet, you know, or find something to do that you enjoy doing that sets your mind free. It's a lot of ways to tap in, you know. It ain't no one way to do anything. You hear me? And if there's a will, there's a way. You heard? But meditation is a skeleton key. You hear me? If you use it, it'll open doors for you. It'll open doors to you. You know, as I said, I ain't come through to say a whole lot. I just came through to say some things, you know, to speak my mind share. You hear me? And put some good energy, some good vibration, some good frequency into the world, you know, through some words. You hear me? Other than that, if you found this video or whenever you find yourself to this video, may we all find ourselves being grateful for this day. Not another day, but for this day. To sit on the throne of our soul as spirit in the seat of our higher self and be generator, be operator, and be discerner in oneself. You hear me? That's the ascended mind space I came in, and that's the ascended mind space I will exit in. That concludes this portion of the day's message. I'm thinking of a emoji for the raffle submission, because I didn't think of one earlier. You hear me? To stay wobble free, we gotta keep the ball rolling. So we're gonna put a ball Whatever ball, whether it's a tennis ball, whether it's a football, whether it's a basketball, whether it's a soccer ball, you hear me, whether it's a golf ball, we're going to put a ball in the comment section for the raffle submission of this month. I don't know if I'll probably do a shirt or something this month. We'll figure it out as we get closer. But, or I may let y'all decide. But, we're going to put a ball in the comment section for the end of the month's raffle. I want to encourage us to walk the walk, especially if you talk the talk, but walk the walk and talk the talk. And in the spark that you are to yourself, you'll be a spark to somebody else. You hear me? And if you can do that, you're way beyond ordinary. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Thank y'all for allowing me to tell it like it is, or be quiet. You hear me? With that, thanks for the likes, shares, new subscribers, peekaboos and passerbys. You hear me? Questions, comments, peace out wolves, love offerings, donations, purchases, all the above. You hear me? And stay elevated, family. My name is Saul. Peace.